do not want to blow it. And you need to be really careful in this particular job market. So with that in mind, let's get into it. But before I do, I just want to tell you something important. If you stay to the end, I have a very, very special offer for you. Do not miss it, because if you're somebody that believes they're going to be negotiating a salary in the near future, you are going to very, very much want this special bonus that I will be offering to you, but you won't hear about it until you stay to the end, because you need to learn a thing or two first. Okay, let's do it. So when you think about salary negotiation, you have to imagine that you are sitting in the driver's seat. At this point, you've gone through many rounds of interviews and you are the chosen candidate. You are the one they want. And once a company's done that, I know you're thinking, well, I've invested all this time and energy in getting to this point, but in their mind, so have they. And so put yourself in their shoes. They don't want to lose you at this point, right? They've been through multiple interviews, lots of candidates, and they've chosen you. They don't want their second choice. They want their first choice. And so that's when we say you sit in the driver's seat and there's an opportunity to negotiate. That's what we mean. And I want you to think about it. If you went into a store and you were making a very expensive purchase, right? Like maybe, I don't know, your dream TV or even your dream home, and all of a sudden you couldn't get that home, you wouldn't be as excited about your second pick. Right. And so that's when you're all invested, you'd probably be like, well, I want this home. This is the home I want. So if I have to, I'll pay a little extra for it because this is the home I want. That's how you feel, right? Anytime we are investing in something expensive and we finally truly find that thing that we really, really want, we'll start to go, well, gee, maybe I will pay a little bit more because I don't want my second choice or I don't want to miss out. Same thing's happening when we get to this phase. They've chosen you. You're their first pick. But that doesn't mean that we can just brazenly go in there and demand more money, because remember, there were some things set up along the journey here. So my first tip of advice is, before you negotiate, you need to really review what's happened through this hiring process and make sure that you have all of your facts in a row. And let me talk about what I mean. For example, if in the beginning of this hiring process, they were very upfront with you and said, hey, this is all we're willing to pay. This is the range. Is that okay with you? And you said yes, then you can't negotiate outside of that range. You can't come back now and say you want more than what the range was defined as, because in the beginning they said, look, part of you going through this process is you agreeing that you can, accept a salary in this range. So that would be an example of a data point that we need to be mindful of. Whereas if they didn't offer that and they didn't give you that, then it would mean it was open to interpretation, because they never set the parameters that this is all we could spend. This is all we could budget for. Okay. So you really want to make sure that you think through the process and, okay, all the places where you spoke of salary, what was said, because that helps us determine whether or not we are in a position to negotiate. Okay. I will tell you right now, I have seen multiple people who have come to me on social media. They weren't clients of mine, but they came to me on social media and said, JT, I tried to negotiate and they rescinded the offer. And my first comment back is, did they give you a set salary range and you asked for more money? And they were like, well, yes, because when I found out what the job really entailed, I think I deserve more money. I was like, it doesn't matter. They're the customer. They told you what they were willing to spend. And now you tried negotiating beyond that after taking them through the whole hiring process. That's why they're rescinding. So you've got to be really mindful and inventory your entire process and conversations around salary to determine whether or not you can negotiate. Okay, that is step number one. Tip number two is that we always set a meeting and talk to them when we want to negotiate. Now, you will hear other people out there say, absolutely not, send everything in writing. And you want to know who says that? It's the recruiters, because the recruiters really have no say in whether you get more money or not. They're just the go-between. So of course, and I understand they would prefer it in writing so that they can then just forward it along. But I don't want you to do that. Not yet. I still want you to set a call. Whoever has been the lead coordinator of this hiring process is who you're going to have this conversation with. So it might be the recruiter, it might be the hiring manager, but you're going to say, hey, I'm really excited about the opportunity, but before I accept, can we have a quick conversation? All right. And then you're going to set that so that they can hear the sincerity in your voice. They can hear why you are asking for more money. It really does matter, folks. There's something lost in translation when we write. I've seen multiple clients come to me and say, JT, here's what I've written. And I want to send it to them and ask for more money. And I read it and it sounds wrong. It sounds kind of pompous or it sounds really off. And so I tell them, no, you can't send this yet. You need to have a conversation with them and then say, per our conversation, here's a recap. That way you can give that recruiter what they need, which is the written piece, but you still really want them to hear the sentiment in the voice first. That's really key. Okay. So please, if you are going to negotiate, you set a call and you just say, I'm excited, but before I accept, can we have a quick conversation? Very, very important that you do that. Like I said, after that, you can write the summary, but you need to conversation. And then the third thing, and folks, I'm not going to lie, this thing has been like a double chef's kiss for my members. This has been the thing that is getting my clients more money. And I've mentioned it here multiple times before, but I've never shown it to you. And today I'm going to show it to you. And that is the job matching matrix. See, when you want to ask for more money, you need to give them what we call a valid business reason. You need to be able to show them the additional value that you are bringing that justifies that cost. Okay. And so just getting on the call and saying, hey, I think I'm really worth it. And for those reasons, I was hoping you could, increase the salary to X. That it doesn't work. Can you imagine if you were out shopping for something and the salesperson came back and said, I really need more money from you. So I think I'm going to charge you X. That wouldn't feel right. You would want somebody to list out and provide the valid business reasons why they were charging you more money. That's what you're going to do. And that's where the job matching matrix comes in handy. Now, I'm going to show this to you. Just so you know, the job matching matrix you will find over at Work It Daily. So I'm going to be really clear so that you guys can see this. And I'm going to show you what it looks like as an example. So let's take a look. Okay. So first of all, to access the job matching matrix, just so you know, the thing I'm going to show you today, you do need to be a subscriber to my platform, Work It Daily. But if you stay to the end today, I'm going to give you a special discount code to try it free for 7 days so you can get your job matching matrix. Okay. But that's where you would get it over at my company, Work It Daily, which you see here. Now, once you're inside my platform, which is a 7-day free trial, you are going to go to lesson number 2. And lesson number 2 is no job offers. And in no job offers, I have a video tutorial on the job matching matrix. Do you see it here? So this is the lesson that all my clients are using right now to build the job matching matrix so they can get more money. All right. So we have a tutorial in here, but here's the best part. We also have a template. And this is what the job matching matrix looks like. See, what happens is you create a document with 3 columns. And in the first column, you list every single task and requirement they are asking for in this job. So while you went through that job interview, not only did they probably have a job description, but as you were interviewing with them, they probably told you about other things they want you to do, right? So you're going to make a list of every single thing they said that you were going to need to do in this job in the first column. In the second column, you're going to talk about what goes wrong if they don't get somebody that can do that, because they obviously wouldn't have been asking for that requirement if they didn't need you to do it. Okay. So you're going to, in your own experience, say, I know why you're asking for this. Because if you didn't get somebody that did this, here's what would go horribly, terribly wrong. Here's what would break. Here's what would cost you money. Here's how you would lose money. Okay. And then in the third column, you're going to summarize your experience that shows you not only meet, but you exceed that requirement. What you're doing here is creating a features and benefits document. And this, my friends, is what gives them the visual proof that you deserve more money. Because what happens is they go, wow, they're right. I'm asking for them to do all of these things. And they're right. If I don't get all of these things, I won't benefit. I'll have bad things happen. And now here's where this person meets and even exceeds everything I asked for. So this is the document that you now send, like when you get on the phone and you say, I put together a job matching matrix. And what I did is I looked at everything you're looking for in a candidate. and why you need that, but how I meet and exceed your expectations. And for those reasons, I was really hoping you could find your way to pay me X. And you're going to give them a number, folks. I know that I can really provide a lot of value to you. This job matching matrix proves it. So I'm hoping that you can invest in me so that I can really deliver on that. And if you do, I'm just going to be so grateful because I really believe all of this additional experience I have, as you can see in this document, is going to get you a better return on the investment. It's going to more than pay for itself in this additional money. Y'all see that? Do y'all see how powerful this is? And by the way, in my platform, we have a Word doc that you can use, but also we even have a sample, right? So we show you how to build it out. Okay. Now, let me tell you about this thing and how well it's been working. When I tell you, people have been literally, what happens is they get on the phone with the recruiter, for example, and the recruiter says, you send the document, you walk the recruiter through it, and the recruiter's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Because I can't just go to the hiring manager, ask for more money. You've now made my job so much easier. I can bring them this document and I can show them why you deserve more money, right? And that's what happens. Same thing with a hiring manager, because sometimes they've got to go to like somebody in HR. Sometimes they've got to go to somebody in finance to approve that additional money. So you know what those people are going to ask for? Proof. Why should I just give that person more money? And what you're doing is you're tying it to the job description. I think this is really important because I want to share a story with you. I was with an executive recently who said that they had somebody come in and say, the person was making, X dollars an hour, and they asked for 30% raise. The person just came in and sat down and said, I need to make 30% more. This is the X dollars per hour I need to make. And the manager said, okay, walk me through why. And the person's response is, well, I have bills to pay. And I need more money. I hate to say it, folks, but so what? We all have bills to pay. That is not a valid business reason to give you more money. You are a business of one. You are selling your services. If you want more money, tell us what the return on the investment will be. That is how business owners think. That is how managers think. That's how businesses think about employees. So this job matching matrix, the reason it is crushing it is because you are doing exactly what they need to be able to go and ask for more money for you. Because what did I say at the beginning of this? You're their first pick. They don't want to go back to the drawing board. They don't want to start the job search over. They don't want their second pick candidate. They want you. But they also now need to go convince somebody that they should be given more money to hire you. And so this job matching matrix delivered in that conversation is the way that you do it. I'm going to stop there. Are we all seeing what I mean? I'm not kidding. This thing is the game changer. This job matching matrix has been getting members of Work It Daily higher pay daily. Like I'm getting notes daily. We have thousands of people in there, but I'm getting notes daily because of this document. This is how powerful this document is. And they're not just using this at the salary negotiation stage, mind you. They're also building it and using it in the interview process. Because once again, what's it doing? Provide the visual proof that they're the right candidate for the job. But then they get all the way to the end and say, that job matching matrix I built you? Well, here are all the additional things it sounds like you're looking for. Here's why I was hoping you could pay me X. And it works. It's so amazing. So here's what I'm going to do for all of you. If you made it this far, I told you I was going to give you something special. If you go over to workitdaily.com today, right, you will be able to get a 7-day free trial. And you can see we have a $39 a month membership and a $79. If you use the discount code that I turned on before today's session, Job Search 10, JOBSEARCH10, so Job Search 10, it will take $10 a month off. And you will try it free for 7 days, which means you can get in there, get access to my 6 new courses, one of which is course number 2 that has the entire job matching matrix and tutorial in there for you, as well as salary negotiation training, everything in there. And that will bring that down to $29 a month. And if you want unlimited coaching email coaching support from my team, meaning you can send them your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your cover letter. That's the pro, and you can get that for $69 a month with Job Search 10. All right. So jot it down because you're not going to find it anywhere. And it's good for the next day while this live runs live, right? Job Search 10. And that's what's going to get you access to my incredible job matching matrix, this incredible document, as well as the course and all the training you need to do this. And that'll all be available over at workitdaily.com using Job Search 10. Okay. But that's it. That's the secret, folks. One, let's recap. Please evaluate everything you spoke about in salary to make sure you are even eligible and in a position to negotiate. Okay. If they gave you a set range, it is not open for negotiation. Number two, set a call. Set a call and say, I'm very excited. Just need to have a quick conversation because they need to hear the sincerity in your voice. And number three, build a job matching matrix. Give them the business proof, the value of why you are asking for a higher number, because they need it in order to get you that money. This is what's working in this market right now. Yes? Yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm telling you, this has been the game changer tool. We put and started teaching this tool 6 months ago exclusively to our Work It Daily members. And every day there's somebody in there. I mean, you can go in the community now and just search and you will see people saying job matching matrix when this worked. Like everyone in the community is talking about what works for them, right? That's the other powerful aspect of our platform. I go live 5 times a week. We have these 6 signature courses and then all these other folks kind of helping each other. So definitely worth it. Yeah. Very, very powerful tool. Excellent. All right. So there you have it, my friends. Salary negotiation in 2025. It is a competitive market. You need to make your case. And I think if you follow these tips, you will see incredible results. Okay. I love it. All right. Now, as always, I just love to send you guys reminders. I have got a whole bunch of free resources available for all of you. So let's take a look at that real quick. This is my free resource page. I'm going to put it right now linked in the platform. It's where you can sign up for the free resource center. No credit card required, no gimmicks. It's where you can submit a question for the show. If you've got a question, you can submit it, and a little audio question, you can submit it anonymously. I've also got where you can connect with me on LinkedIn. But more importantly, folks, if you are looking for that private messaging with me, I have a new messaging app and it's $5 a month. You can check that out there as well. And I have a whole bunch. I've partnered with this company, Flockity, and I found they're getting a whole bunch of jobs that you wouldn't find out about elsewhere. So if you want to take a look at some of the jobs that are available, they're listed here as well, all on that one link that I sent you. So be sure to check it out. Lots of good stuff there too. Okay. Awesome. Listen, I will be live 2 more times this week. So if you're not already a free resource member, today is the day to get in there, because that's how we send you the reminders so that you can not only come to the live sessions, but you can also access the recordings. All right. I love it. And don't forget that Job Search 10. Notice I'm not putting it anywhere. It's the super secret discount code. That's going to take $10 off a month and get you your 7-day free trial at Work It Daily, so you can go learn how to use the job matching matrix in our platform. And then you can come hang out with me all week, because I'll be going live all week. All right. All right. I hope to see a bunch of you in the platform. Otherwise, all my free resource peeps, I will see you back here tomorrow for another Just Ask JT. Okay. All right. Take care, team. Have a great one. Bye-bye.